very hard. I'm seeing 1,000 of children living in such conditions. In such communities, there's only two options: stealing or working. So if me, I didn't have such heart for working and also work to change my life, today I could be dead, because most of the children I grown up from, most of them are in 2 prisons, some of them died, some of them are quite failure in such life. I'm Bosco from Uganda in Kampala. I'm the founder of Emily-Sad organization, and I'm the director right now. And on top of that, I'm the founder of Mami Foundation, one of the founder of Mami Foundation, and my wife is working as a director. Most of our work we do is to see that we could improve the life of children who are living on streets. Where we are right now is called Katwe. So I've grown up here. This is where I'm born from. My dad died when I'm 4 years, then my mom died when I'm turning 12 years. My mother, at the time he died, I was having 3 sisters, and one of my sisters was 2 years. So life was quite not easy on my side and my sister's side. I can't forget the time I used to survive by fetching water for people to get a living. I can't forget the time collecting garbages for people to get a living. I can't forget the time which I used to wash plates for people for small hotel to get it to survive. It made me to become strong in such early age. Such communities are very complicated. You don't have access to good water. You don't have access to good education. You don't have access with a good food. You don't have access for the care and support from your families. Music really helped my life because I didn't have any hope. This is where I started having a voice where I could tell people, I'm coming from this. Such life in the slum is about surviving. I mean, living in the life which you don't know what's the next day and what's the future. So this is where I got an opportunity one day to go to one of the schools. So I found children playing music, but they couldn't let me to go to the school. So I was very impressed by children playing music. At the end of the day, people could clap hands for them and feeling happy about these children. I told one of the teachers that I want to join. I'm living in such community. I want to join music and I want to be one of the part of children to learn music. So the teacher told me, give me an opportunity and told me, I'm going to train you. And I told him I also have over 7 friends of mine who could love also to join this kind of music. So we came back in this community and we looked into 2 rooms where we started our organization. So we started it with a group which wanted to survive through music. Then we developed love into our small group, and we told them we could raise money. We could use music to be as a voice to our lives. We could use music as a platform. Then we started attracting other children to come and join. You know, surviving when the community are seeing you, your bad children, you know, everyone, no one could trust you, no one could allow you, give you such love and care. Sada Children's Center started in 1996. We used to live in one of the biggest slums that in Katwe. We had like 2 rooms. It wasn't very comfortable for almost 48 children to live. We didn't have windows, we didn't have doors. That's the reason why we had to look for people to support these kind of orphan children. In 2001, this is where people started coming and support us in terms of hiring our brass band, giving us education, and also promoting other benefits like giving us mattresses and other things to start our own life. The organization started with the aspect of music. The most interesting part is all children in Sada, they are fundraiser. We all do brass band, playing music for the family. They play cultural dances for the family. All concerts we do, we raise 30% into our budget by the children, raising money for the organization. So that money, that's the money who helps other children to have food, to have medical, and other things which needed support by any child. One of the special things to Sada, most of the people working with the children, they have the same background, they have the same experience. So on our side, it's quite more easier compared to different people because we could understand the situation. We have been in the same situation. We joined this kind of a new press in 2008, which was built by one of the people from the UK. It's a school called Chellaston Academy on the cause of supporting other children to have a better facilities and to have a good accommodation. And we also have like bedrooms for the children, for boys and girls. We have a library, we have a kitchen, we have administration block, we have a sick bay where if children get sick, they have bathrooms, and we have a stage. We have a number of 32 girls, and we have got a number of 42 boys who are living here. We have supported over 800 children in Uganda, but sad that as my small organization can't support all. So what we do, we go on streets and at least support the few children which we can afford, and we take them to our center, we give them shelter, we give them food, or we try also to give them education, because most of them, they didn't have any chance to go to school. And also we gave them skills like music. basically, as Emily said, are using music as a rescue because we believe most of young children in Uganda, because coming from different backgrounds, the only way we could just gather together, it's quite using music. The reason why music is quite very famous here, because you find music, it's something which every kid could dance. Today I've seen some children from Emily Sada. They didn't know all these children from here, but because of background of music, this is where we could share together, because in music it has different parts of voices. So music, it's something which could talk itself. It's a factor which could reunite these children together to have future. So basically what we do, we train the same children who have been on streets to become leaders. And what we do, we have what we call lick-cream days. We lick creams once a week. We go to streets and try to be friends to this kind of children. Then at the end of the day, we bring them to kind of the centers, and also we introduce them into different things. That you could run this, you could do this, you could do this. So this is a gradual process where they could come and learn and bathe and go. So end of the day, because it's used and it's kind of a music which could attract them, end of the day you find they come as a family. Yeah, and the first time Karam wrote this song, we didn't know they could just practice in 2 days. Eh?
2 days. It's good.
It's quite impressive.
Works well with the choir.
Yeah. I met Jim through the director of Kampala Music School. So Jim was quite well impressed, and he told me, I'd love to work with you. So this is the time we went back to UK and corrected almost 10 instruments, and is to promote music education, to empower young children in terms of turning into professional, and also raise resources to facilitate some of the teachers who are very qualified to support young children.
My name's Jim Trott, and I'm trustee and the founder of the charity Brass for Africa. And I've been working with Bosco, Siegawa and the Emily Sada organisation, and we're using music just like them and alongside them to really make a difference to the lives of some seriously disadvantaged children here in Uganda. We're just helping them develop that skill they already have. And these children have had some of the most horrific backgrounds and have been through a lot of difficulty to get to where they are. But if you give them the opportunity and the teaching to learn to play music, the transformation in these children is quite remarkable. You see them grow in self-confidence, you see them grow in self-belief, they become proud of themselves, and what's amazing is the communities become proud of their children again.
One of the aspects of children are living on street, it's to understand them, to trust them, to give them love. So end of the day, because they know and they are seeing a lot of artists here in Uganda becoming more famous, so they believe if they could learn such instruments, the only how they could achieve their lives.
My name is Tadeo. I was born in 1997. I'm so happy with Sada because the first thing, they're like my parents now. Now we are like brothers and sisters. I have friends, I have people to laugh with, I have people to talk with, which makes me so proud and very happy.
Tadeo was a total orphan. He lost all his hands when he was almost 6 months, where the house was burned. So Tadeo has been in orphanage from his childhood. So we met Tadeo when he's almost 10 years. Because we have some people have different experience, so we knew that Tadeo could do something. So we started giving skills like Tadeo to play music, to use computer.
At first I used to play a long trombone, which I could not reach some positions. And I got an opportunity to get an instrument which fits in my size. From there I learned more and more. And whenever I perform and people are happy, I feel so happy. And although I learn, I still teach other children music too. Uncle Bosco, as our director, as well as my friend from the heart.
Today, Tadeo is one of the kids which quite model for the disabled. So we want to see that Tadeo, we could train Tadeo from that level also to train other kids, so that also becomes a mentor to other children who are totally disabled. It was my dream to see that I'm not only Bosco who came in such background, but also there's other children who have the similar stories or background who could also make it through such platform. I always feel very proud to see a kid who has started from the zero ground and to this level. I always feel happy, and I feel that I'm very important in this country.
My name is Lily and I'm 19 years old. I live in Uganda, but I'm not a Ugandan. I'm from Rwanda. So like when we left our country, we went direct to the refugee camp. And one day my mom went out and she never came back. She left me and my brother in the tent, and we decided to escape from the refugee camp, and we ran and went to the streets of Uganda. So we lived on streets for like 6 months, like just eating no food, sleeping on bare floor. It was Independence Day, and Emily Sada was playing, like they were performing for the president, and that's when like we saw the band marching and we followed the band. So our director, Mr. Sega Bosco, saw me and I was really dirty, and he was like, "Hey, where are you from?" I tried to explain to him that I have nowhere to sleep, I just live on streets. So immediately he took me and my brother to his home. He's really good because he also passed through what we passed through. He took me to school, so I began learning the trumpet. They began taking me for the functions, performing, and I was like, oh wow, so I can do it. I have a dream of becoming the best female trumpet player in Africa.
My name is Lucy. I'm a wife to Bosco Segawa, and also I work as a social worker. I'm a director to Mami Foundation. I saw a girl child is not cared for. She's not given opportunities to go to have education. So when I talked to Bosco, he said that was a good idea.
We started Mami Foundation in 2010 because every woman wants to be good mother.
We came to partner up with Emily Sada. The difference is Mami Foundation supports a girl child. As here in Kampala, Uganda, most women taken as slaves. They have no value. The fathers say, I'm not sending this girl to school, let her go. She's going to get married soon and waste my money. So when we try to help them, you bring them to Mami Foundation, counsel them, try to guide them, try to tell them this is not the end of the world. At least if you're the mother, you didn't go to school, please help your kid.
Lucia today is supporting almost 120 girls and also other teenage mothers to understand and value of education. Also, Mami Foundation is kind of a daycare where children they come to learn simple basics. It's not a formal school. What I'm saying is we want to have our own school which could have a big facilities where other children could come and get education. So that's the reason why I've told you that we have got 10 acres. We are thinking to have a better school where this one in the future stay as a dropping center. I've got a big team, it's almost 23 people on my staff. And also I've got what we call other teachers, who are quite 10 teachers. Most of these people, or most of the staff, they all grown up into the systems. So it's kind of a family which has the same background. Today the challenge I've got with a big organization that I've got a lot, I always get a lot of children who need support. Sometimes my resources are quite limited to support what I'm supposed to do with children. Sometimes we can't afford all these children to go to school. So also becomes a challenge. And also challenge in terms of medical, to support children in terms of medical. And a small place, I need to expand so that I could have a big place. I work hand in hand with the people in the slums, and we love each other, and also we have different activities we work with them. For example, we do community cleaning with the people from the slum, and what makes special with my community is people in the slum, they really appreciate it.
It has been difficult, me and Bosco. Well, we've had 3 children. The time we have is so little because he's always working. Telling him, when do you have time to stay at home, to stay with your kids? So he says, okay, at least let me give you like 2 hours I stay at home, which they are not enough, seriously. They're not enough because at least we need like 1 whole day. It's a weekend. We go move around with the kids, enjoy.
It was almost my dream to see children could give a chance to have another life. Most of the children now they are in police band, prisons band, children's band. Some are teachers, some are doctors, and some are lawyers. And we feel we have done our role, which we are made to do. And also they believe in profession. They believe one day in Uganda we could have a professional band, professional children to have access with the international level.